A very good evening. I trust you're okay. Welcome to the weekend. This is Look Up Weekend. I am Nansina Lima. Our sign language interpreter is Felista Adundo. There's lots that we have prepared for you, from politics to the state of the economy, security up in the north, and so much more. A lot of sporting action will be coming your way as well. Here is what you can expect. Tonight on Look Up Weekend, nothing to be proud of after 60 years of independence, azimio leader Raila says, as the slums government for failing Kenyans.
We do not target any particular group or individuals or communities. We deal with cases of corruption wherever they happen.
EACC puts Western Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago on the radar as the fight against graft intensifies.
Kuna wavuvi waine walioweza kupotea juzi siku ya Alhamisi mpaka hivi leo ikiwa ni siku ya 7 hawajapatikana.
And the search for 4 fishermen who were feared dead in the Indian Ocean begins a week after their disappearance. Welcome to the broadcast. Feel free to engage with us on our social media platforms, where we are at Lookuptv on X, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let's begin. Opposition leader Raila has painted a sorry state of affairs in the country 6 years after independence. The former Prime Minister says Kenyans were better off 60 years ago than they are today due to the ever-increasing cost of living. Odinga has termed corruption embedded in all sectors of governance, tribalism and poor leadership as major impediments to the country's economic development and democracy. He has warned that if these vices are not tamed, the country is staring at a grim future. Henry Anyula with more.
While giving a blow-by-blow account of the journey the country has traveled since attaining independence, Odinga says Kenyans have little or nothing to be proud of as a result of high levels of corruption, tribalism and heavy public debt.
Today, you are way off the original dream. The nation is reeling under the heavy burden of corruption, officially sanctioned tribalism, heavy burden of taxation, and a harsh and heartless leadership.
He says the situation is so bad that Kenyans have lost hope of a better life at home, and they would rather seek greener pastures in foreign countries.
Once upon a time, Kenyans were too proud and so confident of their nation that they refused to seek jobs abroad, including the United Nations. Today, our people are scrambling to leave the country. A recent study by Pew Research showed that up to 54% of Kenyans would wish to relocate from the country.
In reference to public debt, the former premier has directed an accusing finger at President William RUTO for what he terms as continued mismanagement of public debt and public resources.
We live on debt, but we still live large. We drove ourselves into the trap of the IMF and the World Bank and their unusual conditionalities that are driving us back to the 1980s and 90s. We are on the downward spiral, and a steady one at that.
With President Ruto's administration in pursuit of employment opportunities in foreign countries for Kenyans, Odinga says the move is a demonstration of a failed leadership, that which has no shame.
Young people with the new skills and knowledge that we need are being exported because the government cannot create jobs. And the government sees it as an achievement. It is the responsibility of our government to create jobs in the country, not to look for jobs outside. When you have a whole president running out there that is looking for jobs for people here, something is terribly wrong.
The opposition is now warning unless the country tackles corruption and tribalism and addresses bad leadership, then democracy and development will be a far-fetched dream.
You can emerge as a democratic state that is governed by law, respects human rights, and rejects corruption. I deliberately put emphasis on pursuit of democracy and rejection of corruption as a critical pathway to Kenya's progress.
Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Tender. Now, Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago, a former cabinet secretary and former permanent secretary, are among the top government officials that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission intends to charge in the court of law. The commission's chief executive officer, Twalib Mbarak, said soon heads will be rolling as they escalate the fight against corruption in the country. Speaking in Muranga during a public lecture forum, Mbarak said the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, has already given a go-ahead for the charging of the suspects after they were found to be involved in corruption.
As the Anti-Corruption Day fast approaches, the fight against graft continues to gain momentum, with those involved in graft cases already on the EACC radar.
What we have is that our quarterly report have got big cases. We have one that deals with about the senator in Uasin Gishu.
During a public lecture forum in Muranga, EACC boss Twalib Mbarak said the Director of Public Prosecution has already given a go-ahead for the charging of some of the suspects, which include Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago.
And we are in the process. I think we got a go-ahead to charge him, and I think that is something that you wanted to know.
Mandago is said to have established Uasin Gishu Education Trust Fund, a kitty through which 200 students in universities had contributed approximately 1 billion Kenya shillings with the hope of scholarship abroad. However, the program did not take off and the money could not be accounted for.
Where the famous Finland scandal. So for the senator, we have recommended him to be charged.
So for governors, as you know, we have 47 county governments. There's a lot of corruption that has gone into the county. So it is suddenly expected that when you are doing corruption investigations, most likely you'll find most of them happening in the county government, and therefore the governors as heads of the counties are going to be the ones to respond to those questions. So there's no targeting of any group or any individuals or any community.
Furthermore, Mbaruk said the commission has already summoned Jennifer Gitiri, who is said to be holding 8 public jobs, for interrogation. He said the matter only came to their attention after they featured her on the media, and they want to know how she acquired all those appointments.
We are handling it in the sense that we have summoned the lady for an interview, and we don't want just to take what has appeared in the papers. We'll find out, we'll check, because there are laws governing on how a government officer should be employed, because there are you cannot be employed more than, 1 second. So on next week, she'll be our visitor.
Alu Dagel for Lookuptv on Nairobi.
Now, President William Ruto has said the government is re-engineering the National Youth Service to enhance its capacity and productivity. President Ruto said NYS has adopted a fresh approach that will transform into a financially sustainable and self-reliant institution.
The National Youth Service is set to benefit after the government, through President William Ruto, approved a 40% salary increment. The president, who spoke while attending the 67th NYS Recruit Parade in Gilgil, Nakuru County, said that NYS will also be self-sufficient after the implementation of a business model that will not only generate revenues to sustain itself, but also test its output in the marketplace to constantly improve its relevance and competitiveness.
In the review of salaries and working conditions of both the police, the prisons, and I committed that we are going to include the NYS, and we did. Let me confirm that as the report was presented to me and to government, National Youth Service, beginning the next financial year for 3 years, their salaries will be increased by 40%. Going into the future.
President also revealed that his administration will increase the number of NYS recruits from the current 10,000 to 15,000 per cohort starting next year. He added that he would also contribute to achieving employment of over 100,000 people annually in the next 5 years.
This year, we are graduating 10,000 young people from this field. Next year, In the first cohort, it will be 15,000. In the next cohort, it will be 15,000. So next year alone, 30,000 young people from across Kenya will graduate from NYS as we position NYS as the incubator for all other arms of government.
The head of state also said the National Security Council has resolved that 80% of all recruitments in the security agencies will come from the NYS.
Tumeamua kama baraza la usalama katika taifa la Kenya kwamba wale wote watakaoajiriwa kwa jeshi la Kenya, kwa polisi wa Kenya, Kenya Forest Service, Kenya Wildlife Service, asilimia 80, 80% watakuwa hawa vijana ambao wamefuzu kutoka National Youth Service.
John Matava, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
And down to the coast region, a team of 50 divers and fishermen was dispatched into the deep sea in search of the bodies of 4 fishermen believed to have drowned in the Indian Ocean a week ago. The search party set for the search on Thursday after its members were equipped with lifebuoys and nets procured through the office of Malindi Member of Parliament, Amina Laura Mnyazi.
As the search of the bodies of 4 fishermen believed to have drowned in the Indian Ocean a week ago kicks after local rescue efforts yielded no fruit, family members are waiting with bated breath for the recovery of their kin bodies. Handing over the equipment to representatives of the team members, the program's coordinator at the Member of Parliament's office, Mr. Dixon Chilango, said the rescue mission had been hampered by lack of modern equipment that would have enabled the fishermen and divers to venture into the deep sea in search of the colleagues.
Wavuvi wanne walioweza kupotea juzi siku ya Alhamisi mpaka hivi leo ikiwa ni siku ya 7 hawajapatikana. Na kwa sababu ya wanabaharia wamekosa vifaa vya kwenda baharini, ndiposa mbunge jana jioni akapiga simu akasema leo tuweze kuita wale wawakilishi wa vile vikundi vya wanabaharia tukaweze kuwakabidhi vifaa kusudi wanapotoka hapa moja kwa moja waende baharini na wakaanze ile msafara wa kwanza kuwatafuta wale wengine.
After 4 unsuccessful rescue missions, Chilango said that the first 3 trips failed due to lack of certain equipments, asking the county and national governments to provide rescue boats in strategic areas along the Indian Ocean in the county to help rescue seafarers and other persons who may be involved in accidents within the sea. Malindi Divisional Assistant County Commissioner Irene Munyoki called on fishermen to report sea accidents immediately they happen to enable the government to organize emergency response teams and thus save lives, noting that the incident was not reported to security agencies in time. Divers and fishermen who benefit
wavuvi na mashirika yote ambayo yameandikishwa kule kwa BMUs ni ya kwamba tatizo likitokea ama tukio likitokea kule waweze kuripoti mara moja. Hilo tukio ambalo limefanyika juzi limechukua muda sana kama halijaripotiwa. Ningewauliza tukio likifanyika waripoti mara moja ndiposa tuweze kuactivate emergency response haraka ndio.
Divers and fishermen who benefited from the items thanked the Member of Parliament for giving them the equipment which they believed will help rescue their colleagues dead or alive.
Nilikuwa naomba serikali kuu na serikali ya county iwajue wavuvi kama Mama Amina Mnyazi ambavyo amejitolea kutuangalia na hivi. Manake sisi tunaenda kule kujisaliti kwa sababu ya watoto wetu kula, watoto wetu kusoma. Hata wakati wakianga kikiwa kimechafuka na hujui mtoto wako atakula nini, ni lazima wende. Kukiwa kuna misaada hizi pesa za majanga na mambo mengine haya yote mtusaidie sisi.
And also the National Assembly Security Committee has today toured West Pokot County to assess the security situation within the county's borders. The committee, led by Acting Chairman Dido Raso, who is also SACO Member of Parliament, said that the security situation in the area will be improved after the deployment of the National Police Reservists in the area.
We are happy that this morning we are able to meet with the Governor, who has also briefed us on the security situation in the county, and also the county commissioner, who has given us a detailed brief on what is happening, the current situation, and also the success and challenges of the current ongoing operation. But also importantly, both the governor and the county commissioner are telling us what are the possible things that, if the national government is going to do, will be able to ameliorate the situation and also improve the security situation in the county and also the neighboring counties where there have been incursions and excursions along the common internal boundary between the different counties. So that is what we just want to share with the country, that we find that the situation today in West Pokot is much better, and it can be better than this.
In what appears to be a race against time to regularize the levy before January 10th, as ruled by the three-judge bench, the new Affordable Housing Bill 2023, which has so far passed the first reading stage tabled by Kikuyu lawmaker and leader of the majority at the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, on Thursday, seeks to revise the thwarted Affordable Housing Bill by regularizing illegalities, pointed out by the Constitutional Court. Stanley Lugaria now reports.
Is on the run to regig the housing levy to meet constitutional requirements. The government has retained the 1.5% deductions from the employee's salary and further 1.5% from the employers for every employee on the payroll.
For an act of parliament to give effect to Article 43(1)(b) of the Constitution to provide for a framework for access to affordable housing and for connected purposes.
The bill also seeks to establish a body by putting in place legal structures governing the administration of the fund, including an executive chairperson to be appointed by the president, PSS from Treasury and Housing departments, nominees from the Council of Governors, Employees Union Kotu, the Federation of Kenyan Employees, 3 other persons not public officers who shall possess qualifications in the construction, finance or legal sectors. The board will also consist of the Chief Executive Officer, who shall have no right to vote at a meeting of the board, which was a major argument and setback missing in the overruled levy during the hearing and ruling.
I hasten to remind members that should need arise for the House to transact any urgent business, the House will be recalled pursuant to Standing Order 29.
The Speaker of the House will be forced to recall special sitting so as to actualize the proposed bill by the government after Judges David Majanja, Christine Mioli and Lawrence Mugambi last week ruled that the introduction of the levy was discriminatory since it imposed taxes on salaried Kenyans alone and excluded those working in the informal sector. However, granting stay orders on the implementation of the judgment that rendered the housing levy unconstitutional until the January 10th to allow government plan itself accordingly. The majority leader bill further seeks to give effect to Article 43(1)(b) of the right to accessible and affordable housing and further seeks to give effect to Article 43(1)(b) of the Constitution on the right to accessible and adequate housing. The government has expanded the tax bracket to include incomes other than monthly salaries, a movement to address the issues raised by the courts regarding discrimination by targeting only salaried Kenyans. Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
And it's a good time for us to take a break here on Look Up Weekend. So much more on the other side, including a lot of sporting action. Don't go too far.
What about mambo fantastic if not scholastic? Chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket imerudi. Ukifanya tu shopping ya shilingi 1,000, wewe unaingia kwa promotion ya chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket. Watu wanaendelea kushinda ndani ya Hatia Supermarket.
Fridge ni yangu.
Mwana tata, kitoko. Wewe na umeshinda
nini? Yote. Hamsa, uoga na lala.
Karibu ndani ya Ketia Supermarket uweze kuchota kwa wingi kabisa. Watu wanasema nini? Nakwambia kwamba chota kuchota. Unangoja nini?
Magari 7 za kushindaniwa, TV, fridge, microwave, shopping vouchers, school fees vouchers, instant prizes na zawadi zingine kemkem. Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Ketia's Oven Fresh Bakery, Gigabyte, Mount Kenya Milk, Clover's Food Products, Velvex, Magic Drink, Pwani Oil, Arenco, Fruit Juice, Masterchef, Toilex, Coolsip, Mika, Wash Ultra, Philos, Prestol, Nivea, My Choice, Ushindi, Fresh Fry, Arimis Jelly, Cabernet Water, Dettol, Ketepa, Meta, Glucose, Coca-Cola, Rosy Tissue, Big Giant, Elbins, Unilever, Fresh, Unga wa Dola, Blue Band na Pasta Star. Shindano la chota kuchota linaanza tarehe 1 Disemba hadi tarehe 10 Februari mwaka 2024.
Ketia Supermarket, a world of choice.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Welcome back. This is Look Up Weekend. Nancy Lima here and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. President William Ruto has assured members of parliament that the National Government Constituency Development Fund NGCDF will be disbursed to their constituencies before the anticipated school reopening in January. This commitment from the President follows a deadlock in the National Assembly on Wednesday, where MPs halted activities pressing for the prompt release of the NGCDF allocations from the Treasury, acknowledging the delay in fund disbursement attributed to prevailing liquidity challenges the nation faces. The Treasury Cabinet Secretary had previously cited these financial constraints as the cause. However, President Ruto emphasized the government's dedication to prioritizing the disbursement of the NGCDF, particularly to ensure the students reliant on these funds for bursaries are not affected.
I also want to assure members of parliament who are here, because they are our great partners in matters delivery of education, that don't worry. The money for you to disburse for bursaries in January will be in the account before the schools open. So you don't have to. I know there was like a small riot the other day. And Osoro ran into trouble with some people. Yeah, so, but I want to assure members that we will make sure that there are resources for our children to go to school. That is not negotiable. We will stop other items, we will manage our resources so that we can do that.
The National Assembly Minority Leader James Opiyo Wandayi has raised concern that this year's KCSE results may be bungled just as KCPE results were bungled last month. He wants the Kenya National Examination Council (NEC) to move with speed and address the issues that led to the mismanagement of the KCPE examinations, failure to which the impending KCSE examination results will be worse.
As the debate on the credibility of the national KCPE exams continues to take center stage across the country, Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi has come out to claim that the yet-to-be-released KCSE exams could face a similar fate to KCPE exams.
I am afraid that unless these issues we are raising are addressed, we should expect worse when it comes to the KCSE results. I'm not being an alarmist, because I'm a very responsible Kenyan leader. But I can tell you, unless we address the issues that are coming up, the Cabinet Secretary for Education is a flower girl. The Kenya National Examination Council Board, the one being chaired by Professor Nyabundi, is toothless, plus the CEO. There are cartels which are basically calling the shots in both the ministry and in NEC.
While regretting that there are cartels in the Ministry of Education and NEC who want to jeopardize the future of the children of this country, Wandayi questioned the credibility of the company that was awarded the contract for printing of the examination papers and the procedure that was used for awarding the tender.
Let me say this. First and foremost, Mr. Machogu lied to the public. I want him to confirm or deny that the British company or the British firm that has been printing these exams in the recent past has printed these exam papers for the last at least 4 years, if not 5.
He says that there are more questions which must be answered and the underlying issues addressed, lest the future of the education in the country be in jeopardy. On the issues pertaining to the protests which have been witnessed across the country in regard to the junior secondary school teachers' payment and employment, the lawmaker challenged the government to accept that CBC has flopped and go back to the drawing board.
They are hiring teachers as interns on some contracts without any guarantee or assurance that those contracts will be renewed. And therefore, you have got two parallel systems running. Teachers who are on permanent and pensionable terms under TSC. Now, teachers who are on some nebulous contracts under TSC, working hand in hand, alongside one another. It is not possible. First of all, it causes demoralization. It affects the motivation. It affects the morale of the teachers who are supposed to teach the JSS cohorts. So it's not too late for the government to just accept that this thing is a flop. It has failed. And go back to the drawing board. Unfortunately, a whole generation of children have been interfered with in a big way.
Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, corrupt and lethargic staff serving in the county government of Machakos have been asked to shape up or ship out. Governor Vinyanditi on Friday fired a warning on county staff engaging in embezzlement of public funds and absconding duty, vowing to send them packing. Wavinya declared this after witnessing the swearing-in ceremony of the County Executive Committee nominee for Roads, Transport and Public Works, Rita Ndunge, saying that she will not tolerate any form of corruption in her government.
If I can spend 100 million to touch even half of Machakos or the whole of Machakos, and so be it, but also give quality work. The bottom line here is quality work. And I'm putting all the ministers and the chief officers. I'm putting you guys on notice. I cannot give you work. Badala ya kwenda kusimamia my engineer, your engineers are working all over the place. They are not even there checking the projects. If your workers are not working, you as a minister or chief officer will go home because you're not in control. You're not in control. I found it very difficult, myself, even forming committees, to go and check over work where I have people who should be checking the work. Kama ni barabara, kama ni maji, kama ni building, kila mtu afanye kazi yake. And let me tell you, sacking you, I will sack you. Don't give me your vote in 2027. Because I will not allow you to do the wrong thing. There are people who came here with a very bad attitude, thinking Machakos is a place to make money. There are people who just want left, right, and center, kuiba, wezi, thieves. And I can assure you, wezi wanaenda. Take it to the bank. I find you doing corruption in Machakos County. I swear to God, you will go.
Well, fiery Wavi and DT right there. Over 30 families in Mavuko, Syokimau, Machakos County have been forcefully evicted from their land. The squatters claim that they've been there since 1993, decrying how they were evicted from the multi-million homes.
This is the current situation in Mavoko Syokimau, Machakos County. The results of what bulldozers did to the multi-million properties. Residents of Mavoko are exasperated by the construction going on that led to the eviction, erasing their entire existence in the area. Simon Simoine and Dorcas Sekento are among those who got evicted and left homeless. They narrate their frustration to us.
Kuanzia 93 mpaka sai. Kuanzia 93 mpaka sai. Watu tunakuja kuambia sisi shamba ni yetu. Hakuna kitu naonyesha shamba ni yake. Hakuna makaratasi. Hakuna kitu yote. Nayo naonyesha shamba ni yake. Atakuja tu kusumbua sisi. Sisi nimeenda kwa polisi. Polisi hapa nasaidia sisi. Ni sisi nakaa kama wenyewe. Na sisi nataka kuambia sisi natoka wapi. Na sisi kuanzia 93 mpaka saa hii sisi naenda wapi? Sisi nakuja tu kukaa kusumbua sisi.
Hapa ndio mwisho wangu, ndio vile mimi najielewa. Hapa ndio mwisho kwangu. Lakini tumekuwa tukipitia mashida ya harassment kwa sababu ya grabbing of land. Na imekuwa ni shida kwetu kwa sababu watoto hawana amani. Sisi wenyewe wakina mama hatuna amani. Wazee most of the time wakienda kazi tutakuwa kwa taharuki mingi.
Tala Ahmed, who claims to be the landowner, showcases his documents that were presented to him by the Ministry of Land and the DCI.
Original title deed I have. I brought the photocopies. I brought the title to the DCI. They have checked it. They verified. They brought. Okay, also they have taken a survey report nimeleta. Kila kitu nimeleta, nimehakikisha mbele ya serikali.
Peter Limo, Deputy Commander in Mavoko Police Station, urges the parties to present their case to court to solve their disputes amicably.
I don't have any authority. I don't have any authority, not unless the other party goes to court and obtains an order that will be directed to the OCS, then we'll just enforce the order. But as of now, we have no authority to stop Mr. Salah from continuing with his work.
Charles, Lookuptv.
Away from that, born and brought up in the pastoral Maasai community, she saw young girls drop out of school because of FGM and early marriages and chose to make a change. Evelyn Nakola founded Light of Life organization, which has so far seen over 1,000 girls who escaped from retrogressive cultures get a second chance to life. She says it has been a struggle that was worthwhile, as 75 children from the organization are now employed after accessing education and pursuing their dreams.
Activists in the breeding communities of Narok and Kajiado counties have expressed their concern about the increase of female genital mutilation in those counties that threaten the health and education of female children. Activist Evelyn Nakola founded the Light of Life organization, which so far has seen more than 1,000 girls escape from those cultures of female genital mutilation to get a second chance to education.
The organization was registered in 2011. Some years ago, and I've seen this organization grow from one child to now over 1,000 children, especially girls from the two counties, Kajiado and Narok counties. It's a dream come true to me, a dream that I pursued, a dream that costed a lot of struggle patience, perseverance, and today I'm glad to have had several girls who have achieved their goals. Girls who wished to be professionals and they are out there now. I can at least count 75 girls who are bursars, they are accountants, they are working in other non-governmental organizations.
Ruth Mpakwanik from Lookuptv was one of the girls who were given a second chance by the organization. She says she joined the organization in the year 2018, where she got sponsored to access education, and she never lacked anything, thus full of gratitude. She managed to score 406 marks in the recently released KCPE examinations, and she hopes to join Alliance Girls.
Namshukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya Light of Life Organization. Tangu nianze kuingia 2018 nikiwa darasa la 4, wamekuwa wa maana sana kwangu kwa sababu nikiwa huko nilikuanga shule ila village school ambao ilikuwa school fees ilikuwa kidogo sana, lakini ulikuwa unakuta tunafukuzwa nyumbani kwa sababu ya hiyo school fees, kwa sababu wazazi eti hawana kazi ambao anaweza lipa anaweza pata yenye wataweza tulipia school fees.
Lovine Tutui, who hails from Namanga in Kajiado, says she got support since she was a standard 7 and the organization educated her till she finished Form 4. She further advises parents to shun from subjecting girls to outdated cultures such as female genital mutilation, early marriages, and instead educate their daughters as they also deserve support like the boy child.
Many things, and I really thank God for that. She started supporting me when I was in class 7. And now I have finished Form 4 this year. I'm still waiting for my grade and I'm hoping the best.
Ibikadinyi, Lookuptv.
And detectives in Nakuru have netted an illegal consignment of cigarettes worth over 12.4 million shillings, according to Nakuru County Commissioner Royford Kibara. The cigarettes were impounded by a multi-agency team comprising detectives based at the Economic and Commercial Crimes Unit and the Kenya Revenue Authority KRA officials. The consignment, comprising of 47 cartons of popular cigarette brands, was seized along Nakuru-Nairobi Riara Road at Barnabas Estate. Also recovered during the operation were assorted counterfeit stamps from KRA. Further reports indicate that the estimated total tax lost through the smuggled cigarettes stands at 5.4 million shillings.
Of this building here have been repackaging these cigarettes. The value for those cigarettes behind here is 7 million. And then we came across these fake KRA stamps that are worthy. They are worthy 2.4 million if they could have been genuine. And then if these commodities were taxed in our local market here, could have fetched the Kenyan government 3 million. So in total, we are losing 12.4 million in this business. We have heightened our operations in terms of counterfeit and diversions of these commodities that are supposed to be on transit, but finding back their way to the Kenyan market. The owner of this building ran away, but I don't think we will be learning very far. We have his details, and therefore we'll continue with the crackdown on this illicit trade.
Many thanks for staying with us. My name is Oronje Kusimba, and let's head to the fields. Now, to start us off, Kenyan under-18 national team Junior Stars lost 2-1 against Juniors Cranes of Uganda at the Sekafa 18 tournament, which was held in Kisumu and Kakamega counties. The host was the first to score through Cephas Owor before Uganda equalized 12 minutes later through Batibwe Okello to force the match into extra time. Uganda sealed the title in the 50 seconds extra time through Hakim Mutebi. tough luck Rising Stars over there. And now over to under 15 games, where Kenya under 15 team intensified their training ahead of the Pan-Africa School Games, which are set to kick off next week. The last tournament was held in 2019 in Eritrea, where Kenya lost to Uganda 4-0 in the finals. The championships will be held at the Fufa Technical Center in the eastern part of Njeru.
Right now we have a squad of 26. We are going to choose again a final squad from there. The tournament is scheduled to start on Monday, and we are hoping that we are going to do our very best as the hosts. These are young players, mostly class 7, grade 7, grade 6, thereabout. Of course, some are in Form 1, but they are really trying their best. They are really showcasing what they have. They are expressing themselves, and we want to give them a good platform. We want to give them a good future by guiding them properly so that they can be responsible citizens, not only in football, but we have to make them responsible people from this young age. That is why we are very happy about the initiative by the Federation, and we just hope that we are going to keep this group of young players going forward.
Now, the Men's National Cereal and Produce Board Women's Nairobi Water qualified for the final of East and Central Africa Club Championships. Nairobi Waters defeated their counterpart Cereals 25-21 to storm into the finals. On the other hand, NCPB overwhelmed Ngome of Tanzania 24-18 to qualify for the finals. Following the results, NCPB will take on Gishumbi of Rwanda, while in the women's category, Nairobi Waters will take on NCPB. Now crossing over to the English Premier League, where action continues this weekend with 10 games playing on Saturday. Crystal Palace will play their 5-time Champions League winner Liverpool at Selhurst Park. Brighton will play Burnley at Amex Stadium. Red Devils Manchester United will play Bournemouth at the Old Trafford. Other matches plays as follows.
Right, and we come to the end of the broadcast this evening. And I think we have to note that our boys made us proud.
Okay, they made us proud, but of course, I was actually trying to get into a banter with my counterparts that you don't try in a finals, you win the finals. I'd rather they start watching some Manchester United football so that they may know how to win. Not some Arsenal football. I know you're a staunch Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Recruited by Simba himself.
They're recruited by Simba. So Simba was
Simba
the one who
Elijah.
gave you the bad choices in football.
Simba is actually an influencer.
Okay, now
Yeah.
this weekend, watch out for Manchester United. Yeah, so that on Monday, or rather on Friday, we'll be looking at now which team do you support.
Okay. Then we'll be right here again to talk about it.
Okay, Nalima.
That's it from us. I am Nasina Lima.
And I am Oronje Kusimba, now heading over weekend for sports.
Right, and our sign language interpreter for tonight has been Felista Adundo. We appreciate you for watching. Keep it right here on Lookup TV. Engage with us on all our socials at Lookup TV on Facebook, Lookup TV on X, and Lookup TV on our YouTube channel. From us, it's good night.